Welcome, fellow travelers.
Hello. Happy Tuesday.
How are you all doing? We had a pretty good day. It was actually a pretty slim day. Stack is deceptively tall today.
Yes. Two of those books are very thick.
Oh, they thick boys. And one of them is very surprising, or at least cool, because there was a situation that we kind of like figured out, and the resolution was really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so I was gonna warn everybody that Joy has the zoomies, but it looks like she might have tuckered herself out. So fingers crossed we don't get a black streak across the screen.
Or just like completely knocking over our camera.
That might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been feisty, I guess. She's fine, but
yeah, so so over here is our living room. Up front is where our front door is, where the mat is, and then I'm seeing her and she's like playing with the mat. She's like because she loves dirt. Whenever she's outside, she finds a dirt patch and just rolls in it. It's just the happiest cat ever.
I'm very distraught when we bring her in.
Yeah. We'll howl at the door, any open window. Please, I wish to be among the dirt. So I'm watching her over yonder. And she's pushed like the mat over. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she like boots it. And the mat probably gets stuck to one of her claws, because the mat's chasing her down the hallway. It made it halfway across, well, about a third of the way across this house from the door.
Yeah, it definitely made it a few feet. It was, I didn't see it happen. I saw the aftermath. It was pretty impressive.
And part of that aftermath was a bunch of dirt on the floor because we need to clean that entryway mat more.
Yeah, I don't do that.
And boy howdy, she was rolling around in that.
Oh,
so happy. So she's high off of floor dirt right now.
Yeah, okay. Oh gosh.
Super happy.
All right, so you've got your notepad for notes in case anybody wants anything added to their file.
Indeed.
All right.
Before we get into things, I do want to quickly address Bad Ideas' announcement that they are potentially ending by the end of the year. One, I don't believe them. Don't trust them. I think there's a version of it where they stop using the name Bad Idea, but there's audio out there of one of the founders just basically being like, no, we've got like this plan to do some wild stuff, rebrand, and then kind of exist in a different form. So we're taking a policy of, other than what we need to communicate with you fine folks about, say, what they said about ordering the last 15 books that they have coming out. Mm-hmm. We'll communicate that to you all. We're going to send out an email either later today or tomorrow detailing how we're going to handle that and what the prepay system is going to look like, all that jazz, after we get some things clarified from Bad Idea, if they will. And outside of that, we're just going to not talk about them a whole lot, other than when we do things like this, like, hey, here's a great book. Mm-hmm. Because it's becoming more about the circus than the stories. And our whole focus, our whole store is based around the stories and not the circus. Mm-hmm. They put out great product. I would have less of a problem with them if they put out terrible books, because it would be very easy to be like, nobody cares, dude. Go away. But they're telling some stories that folks are legitimately excited about. I hate being in a position where I basically have to choose, like, no, you can't enjoy that because these people are dicks. I hate it when people are dicks. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. which is why we tend to sell things by people who are dicks, but just not hand sell them. So that's kind of where we're landing, that kind of thing. We'll sell them like we sell a book on its quality, and just kind of go from there. So that's your bad idea update, because we've had a few messages today. And yeah.
And at this point, we have the same level of information that you do, because they send out the same email to their followers as they did to retailers.
Yeah, we got a little bit more of ordering deadlines for us.
But that's it.
Yep. So. All right. So yeah, now to stack.
All right. Here we are. Okay. All right. So first up, we have the 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton, which is a Kyle Starks written comic. Art by Chris Schweizer.
Schweitzer, baby.
There's no T in it.
Oh yeah. No, that's just how
it's pronounced?
Yeah.
There's no T. Someone should tell him that.
Yeah.
Someone should tell him he's got his name wrong.
Somebody should tell me he's got his name wrong. I am a big proponent of telling people that they've got their name wrong. That is actually true. I'm not a good person.
Very true, Shats.
Yeah.
So that third cover is the Pride cover. Very sexy bear of a man. All right. The world's most unlikable action star has been found dead, and his previous TV sidekicks are looking to solve the mystery. But how can you catch a murderer when almost everyone hated the victim? Now these sidekicks are going to learn what it means to be the stars of the show. That is, if any of them survive the Stuntman War.
Stuntman War. Scoochers.
Okay, you got him. It is very Kyle Starks in the best way. It is delightful.
It's super funny. I really enjoy the book. Basically, for folks wondering, if you're looking for a fun, if you're looking for a ha-ha, but with some heart, because Kyle Starks always puts some good stuff in there. And Chris Schweitzer, his best pal in the world, as he says on interviews.
That's really sweet.
Yep. They are putting together a really good thing. So basically, if you like any kind of like 70s, 80s, and 90s kung foolery, ding, you're gonna really want this. Lee Majors cameo, maybe. I forget what Lee Majors looks like, but this is very clearly a take on how Chuck Norris is an asshole.
Yeah, okay.
And building a story engine around it. So cool times. Sean, we can make that happen for you.
Yes. All right. And yes, it is June, so you will see various Pride variants throughout the month, because there will be stuff on series. So get excited, get hype. And there is definitely a Pride comic in here tonight. So, all right, let's see. Am I explaining what Archie is to everybody?
Okay, so this is an Archie one-shot that is actually incredibly good. Fred Van Lente's doing the writing. Dan Parent is doing the art. Dan does the classic style of Archie. And this is legitimately hilarious. I laughed so many times.
You really did.
Yeah.
It was great.
The basic idea is Archie's going to participate in some late stage capitalism and get into the gig economy to afford a guitar. Hilarity ensues, including some of the best Archie lines that I've read in a freaking long time. This also has a bonus story in the back of a story, I believe, originally published in in the 90s for sure.
Oh, is it the Betty one? Or
yes, the High School 2021
hey,
AD.
I turned right to it. It's so great. Look at that. Yeah, and they reprinted it because it's super rad, and it tells the future.
It's about how in the future year of 2021, high school is done online.
What?
Good times. Here's one of my favorite lines from this Archie book. Archie yelling, my hopes and dreams have once again been thwarted by my arch nemesis, late stage capitalism. It's my favorite. So yeah, that was a good time. And also these things on the front. The villainy of tourists? Jughead, how is he even alive? Veronica outsmarts Veronica? What? None of these things happen in this story. But it's a fun cover by Ben Caldwell, who drew Prez.
Okay. I knew the art looked familiar, but I hadn't looked into it. Very cool. Very cool.
Max incoming.
Excuse me. Oh, hey, buddy. Keep on walking, bud. I love you, but keep on walking. Keep on walking. I have to spray your butt. Yeah, keep going. Why does it take 3 times? You're not that dumb.
It's so funny because the first time he's just like, excuse me. And the second time he's like, so you might not have heard me. I said, no, thank you. And the third time he's like, fine.
God, why? Why, Mom?
Oh.
I'm like, because you're being a butt.
Oh, there is a very specific Riverdale reference in this book, too, that made me laugh quite a bit. It was good times.
All right. Next up, something a lot of folks have been looking forward to, a bunny mask. It is a horror comic, as you can see from the blood. Here is another cover. Sealed in a cave before the dawn of man, released by a crazed madman, Bunny Mask walks our world once more. But for what dark purpose does she use her unnatural powers? And what's her connection to Bea Foster, a young girl murdered by her father 14 years ago? In order to save his life and his sanity, one man will have to discover the truth of what waits behind the mask. It is quite a good first issue. I actually had some time to read all of the number ones. Very excited about that. I really enjoyed it. I didn't quite know what to expect. I mean, Paul Tobin is not always known for his horror.
He is these days known mostly for his Plants vs. Zombies and Bandette.
That's really cute. Yeah, like so this is coming out of left field. Like he did write Colder.
Which has some horrifying imagery. If you want kind of like that kind of imagery where you see someone's hand under their skin going out through their eye holes.
Nope.
Like that kind of
I don't. Imagery. You might want to. Sorry. It's just a really
Colder's a trip, friends.
It's a reaction I had. And the artist of Maniac of New York, which is great because I love the art in Maniac of New York. And as we can see, Andrea Muti can do blood. Lots of blood.
Ooh.
And the
murders.
It's actually kind of cool. Obviously I can't show you it, but it reminded me a bit of I want to say Taylor Crook. A different color palette.
Yep. That tracks.
Yeah. Because it had a almost like an urban Harrow County feel. Not the story at all, just the art aesthetic.
Yeah.
All right.
There's cussing in this.
There is. There's murder in that. And you're surprised by cussing?
Oh no. Oh no.
Anyway, it's super good. And if you like horror at all, I would definitely recommend it. Very mysterious, I'm very curious about issue 2, which is a good sign.
Yeah, some bad stuff happens in here, kids.
Yeah. All right. Next up, this beautiful Teeny Baby anthology, because it is a single issue. We've got the DC Pride anthology. Happy. Yes. Here's the main cover. And here is a beautiful Jen Bartel cover. I love her work.
Mm-hmm. There's so many amazing stories in here. There's Trungles art in here.
Can you hold this while I... Thank you.
Trunkles.
Oh, yes. So it's literally got James Tynion and Trungles working together on a Batwoman story, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's basically like DC's biggest superhero clout dude right now. Biggest in that realm of industry, with one of the absolute best in graphic novel storytelling right now, working together. Oh my goodness, that is a get. That is huge.
Yeah. So we have everybody. We have Steve Orlando. We have Vita Ayala, Mariko Tamaki, Rachel Stott doing some art, Sign of Grace, Rose Stein and Ted Brandt, who are an amazing power team of artists.
Yeah.
They've been around since Princeless? Yeah, probably before, but I knew them from then.
They done worked on Princeless, and then they did Crowded.
Oh yeah, so good. Lisa Sterle, who I personally really like. I love her work. Amy Reeder is an.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Marissa.
Who did Amethyst? Yeah.
Yeah, and Marissa Louise as a colorist.
Oh, we know her.
Yes, very cool. And good old Canadian boy Andrew Wheeler.
Good old Canadian boy Andrew Wheeler.
Yeah, you want some CanCon?
Former editor-in-chief of Comics Alliance, Andrew Wheeler.
Yeah, no, he's a great dude. This is amazing. This story, all the stories, but this book is amazing. Every story was a good story. I don't think I had any moments where I was like, okay. Even the characters I'm not really yay about everybody.
And, look.
Yeah.
A place that you can, a helpful place that you can donate to and get clothing from. Why, it's almost as though it's a cool thing to do with your Pride anthology. Also, it talks about all of the queer characters, or a good chunk of the queer characters that are on DC television shows right now.
Yes.
So that nice too.
Oh yeah, because it had interviews with the actors, and it has a single page pinups. It's an amazingly put together Pride anthology.
Absolutely. Every single creator who worked on this is LGBTQ 2S plus.
Yeah, IA.
IA, right. Yep.
It's okay. Everyone's in. Everyone's included.
Indeed.
Now for something completely different, because this is about war.
It's about Nazis, who we are not proud of.
Yeah, so we're just going to talk about Nazis.
I wish for Glutton Month.
I definitely didn't need to put this one right after that. Anyway, yeah. Then again, we can totally get you that. If you have a preference for cover, let us know. One True Andrew, it's okay. It's okay if you're late, because you're here, and that's what matters. All right, so we have The Secret Land. It is going to be a 4-part series by Christopher Emgard and Thomas Era. Hitler's dead. It starts like
Oh, that's
that.
good.
So, I mean, that's a good solicit.
I hope so.
Ben and Catherine. I think I swallowed some cat hair. 1 sec.
Tasty cat hair. We're probably at least 2/3 cat here.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's because it's floating in the air. And it's all our clothes, and it's just everywhere.
So, have you all heard about this horrible show that ran in Britain for maybe an episode called Heil Honey, I'm Home?
Oh, right. I remember they tried to do that, and everyone just went, no, thank you.
Which was basically a Hitler sitcom. Yeah. It was a bad idea. Speaking of.
And we did, but we can recap if you like.
Yeah, very quickly, Andrew. So bad idea. The long story short is they're definitely not shutting down. There is
it was a very specific choice of words.
Yeah, and there's stuff from the one of the founders out there talking about basically this plan at the heart of Bad Idea to kind of do a thing, pause it, and then rebrand it. I have my theory on how it goes, but the what we're trying to do is stop giving them so much attention for their shenanigans. As a lot of people pointed out to us, it is very much reminiscent of abuser tactics.
Yep.
And we're going to sell their comics on the merit of their work, which is good for them. But that's what our store is about. Mm-hmm. It's not about the circus. It's about the stories. It's about connecting people with those stories. And that's what we're going to focus on. So they can yell and they can scream all you want. You can talk to us about it in private, but we're going to try to stop giving them all that free, sweet promotion. That's what they're really doing.
Yeah, exactly. And it stresses us out because, as we said before, they are abusers.
Yay!
They're probably great people, every single one of them, but as a company, not dealing with that. All right. Hitler's dead. Ben and Catherine are supposed to be together, happy. Instead, Ben fights the war in the Pacific with the reckless heroism of one who believes his fiancée killed in action. Yet, Catherine lives, undercover and about to arrive at the Third Reich's last bastion. Something is waiting for her there, for all of them, and it is hungry.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Hitler's dead, so it can't be, unless it's zombie Hitler. I hope not.
I will say no.
Sweet.
That's not a spoiler. There were other Nazis, though. There's no one of name here.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so it's just lower end Nazis.
But that's a cosmic horror, so I guess zombies aren't so cosmic-y.
It might be. I've only read issue 1. I don't know.
Sweet emotion. I don't know the words to this song.
Okay, looks like we're getting our song in the midway.
Zip zop zippity happity do. That's the song, Sweet Emotion.
Yeah, and then they just scat for 20 minutes.
They just scat for 20. It's so weird.
It's Guns N' Roses, right?
Yeah.
Sweet Emotion. Aerosmith. Let's move on.
I was trying to think of another wrong answer.
It's the Squirrel Nut Zippers. Move on.
Web of Spider-Man finally coming out. This was supposed to be out a long time ago. Why didn't it come out? Well, 1, pandemic. 2, you see this little logo right down there? That's for California Adventure. My friends, that's for the new Avengers Academy exhibit that's out there.
What? I want to go there.
Yeah, so they have like a whole new Avengers land where you're learning stuff. And this Web of Spider-Man series,
we're keeping this one.
Yeah, is specifically about the one kind of main attraction of it, where you put on like these sweet VR goggles and you can web up people in virtual reality with super accuracy.
Oh yeah, like when they were at the Space and Science Center, you could be Iron Man.
Yeah, kind of like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So real cool. And it's finally coming out. There's been some buzz about it because some speculators finally figured it out. This always happens with Disney ride stuff. And it's I don't know. It's just gonna happen. We're gonna save a few copies for the kiddos because this is a perfect all ages Spider-Man's book.
Yep,
for
the
children
readers.
Indeed.
Readers.
It's got a whole bunch of cool people in here.
I hope that the angry face isn't for us and it's for Bad Idea or speculators or anyone else. Or Nazis, maybe.
Maybe Nazis. Do you hate Nazis? Why, you have friends with us. Folks who hate Nazis.
I mean, yeah, that's our market. Folks who hate Nazis. There you go. Yeah, we gotta backtrack a little. I put them up, but it's not the same. Please, can we keep Brandon Scatz from Foley? That was amazing. Brandon Scatz. You're so good at that.
Not really.
I don't care. It's scatting. You don't have to be great.
Zip zap beep da boo.
You just have to have it in your heart. You have the scat in your heart.
The scat man's been inside me all along.
The scat.
Screaming, trying to claw his way out.
Scat was the friends who made along the way. I think scat also means poo.
It sure does.
Damn you, science, ruining everything.
I'm super excited for this apparently new edition of Kiki's Delivery Service. Hey, did you know that Kiki's Delivery Service was based off of a novel?
I didn't.
Well, now she does.
Yay!
I didn't know until I was solicited either. So you got yourself this sweet book. I'm very excited to explore it. It'll be a very quick read. Look at that.
And just in case you have a younger reader that you want to introduce Kiki's to, we do still have copies of the picture book.
Yeah. So a bit of Kiki's Delivery Service for all ages. Getting the stuffs in for all Zam's folk.
Oh, yay.
Uh-oh. Incoming.
Oh, Max?
He's thinking about it.
Okay. Anyway, Margaret.
We're paying too much attention.
Right. Hi, buddy. No. Not in the buttons. Not in the buttons. Oh, right. You have long arms.
Hey, scooch.
Buddy, not on the remarkable either, okay? You were you're not overweight, but don't step on the remarkable.
Yeah, no, that thing gets wibbly when the cats step on it.
All right. Next up is 1956 Sweet Little Ramona by Steve Lafler. This is the story of Jack, Susie, and of course, Ramona. We travel to an enticing Manhattan of 1956 to meet our players who haunt the wholesale, I was going to say wholesome, does not say that, wholesale garment district by day and the legendary jazz clubs of 52nd Street by night, where they begin to scheme. Are they competing with each other, or do they make common ground to realize their dreams? That's kind of cool.
Definitely more kind of indie art style.
Mm-hmm.
Very much liking.
Yeah. Need a burrito.
I'm super excited about the newest volume of Finder. I wish other volumes were in print because a whole bunch of it isn't. But this is a sci-fi classic in the comics industry from Carla Speed McNeil. And it basically takes place on a world similar to ours, probably in the future, where humans are huddled in these specific areas, and there's finders who kind of wander the in-betweens. It's absolutely wonderful series with just absolutely gorgeous art, and I'm probably not doing that great explaining what it's about, but it's partly because you get the little basics at the start, and then it just sort of builds around you. Mm-hmm. And the world is so well lived in and well thought out, and man, it's very interesting to experience as you kind of get to learn the history of this world and the main characters, and it's very, very cool.
Awesome sauce.
Carla Speed McNeil.
I love it. All right. Next up, we have from Scholastic and Ethan Young, The Dragon Path.
Ooh, we love Ethan Young.
Yeah. All right. Prince Sing, heir to the Wong clan, is eager for adventure. On a journey to seek a better life in the old land, the Wong clan must travel through the treacherous Dragon Path, ruled by the Dragon tribe. In a fierce battle, Prince Sing is separated from his family. Now it's up to the young prince to save his clan from their sworn enemies and a wicked traitor hiding in plain sight.
Ba-da-dum.
Very cool.
I'm happy Ethan Young's getting his Scholastic payday.
I know. Yeah, he is best known for Nanjing, the Burning City. He also did the Battles of Bridget Lee, which I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
It would be very difficult to find an all ages war book.
But he made one.
Yeah. And then he made a sequel to it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would say it gets the right tone of war because it's not glorifying anything.
No.
For all ages, like Animorphs did.
Mhm.
It's like space Animorphs. Because Animorphs wasn't really spacey. It was just about aliens invading.
Have we mentioned there's also a graphic novel of Animorphs now?
Yeah, it's about weird fascist earworms that crawl into people's brains and kind of controls them and makes them into fascists. You know, just there's no metaphors here.
No metaphors. Kids don't know metaphors. Yes, they do. They're smarter than adults in a lot of ways.
Don't make the subtext text. What were you born in a barn?
I love it. So very excited to dig into this one. And also honestly reread Battle of Bridget Lee because amazing.
Yeah.
No, I want to do this one.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Well,
okay,
then you
fine.
get to do this one.
Fine.
It doesn't make any sense for me to do this one.
Fine. Yeah, it's true.
It's very true. All right. Next up is volume 3 of Something Is Killing the Children.
Oh no.
I am very happy to say that I have actually read all of the issues now.
Yay.
I am a million years behind on like 97% of the series that are coming out right now, and I just made up those numbers, would you believe? But I am all caught up with this as of this volume. Past that, don't ask me. It was so good, and it took so many twists and turns that I did not expect. And I'm very excited to read. Well, I'm gonna just wait for volume 4 because I just can't keep up with everything. But if you, I know it's a volume 3 and you're probably like, I don't care because I have volume 1 and 2. I'm gonna get this. It's fine. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you're like, I have been waiting so I can binge 3 volumes of something. Guess what? I have 3 volumes for you. And we actually have them in stock because literally for like a couple months there, every time I got copies, I could get 1 copy, I could get 100 copy. They would just sell.
Yeah.
I could not keep this on shelf.
We finally have ones in. And part of the reason why we have ones in is because we accidentally double ordered them. But in the case of Something Is Killing the Children, it worked out in our favor. Thank you.
Hooray! Not all of the books did, but some of them did. And that was a thing we did. I don't. We don't care for them either, Jason. Oh, I thought you were going to. Hands off. Hands off.
It's all good. I don't care for these things killing the children. You can quote me on that, Muckraker.
Yeah, they killed the children real bad.
You listen here, Muckraker, and you listen good.
Oh, dear.
You're causing trouble in this town. Trouble that doesn't need to be caused.
When we were watching, we watched all 3 Night at the Museum movies yesterday. And in the second movie, they have Amy Acker playing Amelia Earhart. And she is very much that. And it's delightful as hell.
Full on flapper.
Yeah, because Amy Acker is definitely that bee. And I love her.
Yeah.
She can do anything.
I am on the 3rd and I believe final episode of the Dungeons and Daddies prequel series, The Mountains of Dadness, where they play the Call of Cthulhu system in like an old Hollywood setting. It is wild and I love it so much. Andrew Foley, I highly suggest you seek it out. It's that one specifically behind a whole Patreon thing, but maybe your old pal Brandon could hook you up. Wink, 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 wink. That seems right up your alley. What? Yeah.
Admittedly, I just listened to most of episode 1, and then there was just a really squishy bit, and I went, no, thank you.
It keeps getting squishy.
Yeah, and I support them for what they do, but I'm gonna stick to when they're just doing D&D/Fortnite for reasons.
I love that all of their old timey directors are. I think the names so far are R.L. Stein.
Right. Yes. Oh, and they had another horror writer.
Dean Koontz.
Dean Koontz. Yeah.
But they're like all misspelled.
Of course.
The director of this weird Madness influenced film is Joe Abrams.
Oh yeah. Ah. Yes.
His producer is Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
Good
yes,
times.
Amy Adams is in the movie, and she is flipping fantastic. Those movies were a joy. Honestly, they're
goofy,
beautiful.
Yep.
I would recommend them to anyone. Honestly, they're not overly silly. They're definitely kids movies.
Yeah,
but they're for everybody.
Yeah. So talked about this with Danica afterwards, and one of the reasons I felt like I liked it so much was because it's one of the few franchises that I feel like nobody was going to come into the store and ask us about.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, look, I know all this pop culture stuff, things are pretty popular. Hey, what do you think of the tour de force of Ben Stiller as two characters, one himself and one a caveman self, who ends up making out a little bit with one of the other characters? Hey, what do you think about that? That's not happening in our store, generally, unless one of you Weisenheimers comes in and asks us that.
I'm looking at you, Jason.
Yo, Weisenheimer?
He knows.
Goodness gracious. It was a thing to watch that is fun, don't need to think about, that I don't need to form a take on.
No, and we learned stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was only one moment where it felt like, here's information, children's down your throat. Yeah? What? No.
In
no.
this case, no double banging.
No. Oh no, Margaret's gonna cause a hack. I love it.
Weisenheimers all of you. With your shenanigans and your chicanery.
I mean, it's not like we foster shenanigans or anything.
No. Goodness.
No. Oh, we are very serious.
Very serious business owners. We own a very serious business.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt that says Lil Sebastian on it.
I'm wearing a shirt that says similes are like metaphors.
Silly Brandon, it says smiles are like metaphors.
So there was...
That's my favorite misunderstanding of that shirt.
My goodness. So I was helping out one of Danica's aunts who needed some legal stuff done in Alberta. And it was just easier for me to go into the courthouse. So I went into the Edmonton courthouse during COVID times. Mm-hmm. There's an older security feller at the door handing out masks. You can't use your own mask. You have to use their masks. And he looks at me and goes, huh, smiles are like metaphors. How? Like, well, it's similes. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Say, you know what? It's cool. I'm just going to take this mask and go.
Well, sir, they're like metaphors.
Right? Like entering in the courthouse.
Yeah.
And the cop's just like, I don't understand your fancy words. I was like, that's fine. We don't need to talk about this. I'm just going to go about my business.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to question you on that. You have a gun. Anyway, let's talk about Sweet Tooth. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, it's officially out today. This big all-in-one edition. It's got 40 issues of comics in here. It's got a beautiful, beautiful spine that you can put into a bookshelf and just be like, nice spine, babe. Looking great. And it's got the whole story. Aww. If you've been watching Sweet Tooth, this is a little different. Things are happening in a bit of a different way. I think that they've done a great job. We're about halfway through adapting it to a different medium that'll have different needs. This was a very smaller story in a lot of ways about big ideas, and the TV show, I feel like, makes it a big adventure. I've been calling it a post-apocalyptic fairy tale.
I like yours the best, personally.
Yeah. But yeah, you're going to get a different taste here. And I'll just read the back because it kind of shows you a bit of how things are different. 7 years ago, the affliction raged through the world like a forest fire, killing billions. The only children born since the plague are a new breed of human-animal hybrids. Gus is one of these children, a boy with a sweet soul and a sweeter tooth, and features of a deer. But kids like Gus have a price on their heads. When vicious hunters descend on Gus's isolated forest home, a mysterious and violent man named Jeopard rescues him. The hulking drifter promises to lead Gus to the preserve, a fabled safe haven for hybrid children. As the two cross this dangerous new America frontier, will Jeopard corrupt the boy he's named Sweet Tooth, or will Gus's heart change Jeopard?
I think both. As someone who has not read the comic and is halfway through the television show, I think it's a beautiful story.
Absolutely.
I do. I somehow just never got around to reading it. No refusal or anything. I just didn't get to it. It's one of the books that Brandon had in other forms. And I always thought, I'll get around to it. And well, lo and behold, there's a Max. Lo and behold,
no, thank you.
What the hell was I saying? Lo and behold, there's a TV show. The kid they cast was adorable.
Mm-hmm.
He's so sweet. Hello, Max.
Well, Jason, as you know, there was more. Sweet Tooth: The Return.
Yep, that's true. That's happening right now. So maybe.
Yeah, it was just a little 6-issue extra.
Yep.
And yeah, it's good times.
Maybe they'll do it into like a movie.
La la.
I like it.
All right, we're gonna talk about this one before we talk about the neat surprise that we got. It's absolutely gorgeous looking book, which we could say about everything that Magnetic Press is putting out these days, honestly.
That's true. And you have your French flaps. I have my curved corners.
Yeah.
I love when they do this. I think they're beautiful.
Yeah, Magnetic's really big on that too.
Mm-hmm.
I do love their styling on that. So, Brindille, a young woman wakes up in a tiny village of elf-like creatures somewhere in the woods. She has no memory of how she got there. Is she a fairy, a witch, or just an ordinary young girl lost in the woods? The answers to these questions lie in the mysterious forest surrounding the village. Will she find the courage to go where no one is allowed to go? A multi-layered and mysterious dark fairy tale from the internationally renowned authors Frederic Bramont
Double R.
and Federico Bertolucci.
There was a director called Bertolucci. It's okay. You got this.
This book is intended for readers aged 14 and up. It may be contained themes that say young adult.
Yeah,
goodness.
I flipped through the art earlier. It's so beautiful.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely, Simone. We will put you down for a copy. Not a problem. That's awesome. I'm glad you got a chance to read it already. This is good.
All right, and now our surprise.
All right, so first things first. So we ordered multiples of The Secret to Superhuman Strength by Alison Bechdel.
Specifically enough to fill a display.
Yes, we received the display.
Yeah,
actually, you can just stand here. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
We received the display, but no books.
No books.
So Brandon followed up with the company, and they were very nice.
Absolutely. Like at the time, we just were running on the assumption because our distributor here in Canada, Raincoast, was out, and we're like, oh well, let's just order this display, to refill our copies because we could use them. And weeks later, I'm looking and they have copies, and it was just like, $210 for a cardboard display is a little steep. still message them, not angry, because we never message anybody angry. We understand what everyone's jobs are, and no one's doing anything like this deliberately. And Danica got that call.
I did, yeah. So this nice lady called, and Brandon was away from the phone for a bit, so I took it because as we are both owners, we can both answer, which is kind of fun.
Indeed.
And so she explained that this never happens. This is definitely a big error. And because of that, they will send the copies the number of copies we ordered, but they're signed. So this was an amazing surprise and so generous to make up for their error. So we have copies of Alison Bechdel's latest book signed by her.
Yeah, with a little doodle. Like signed, like
yeah.
The pages in the book, like she was in the room with the books to sign them.
Yeah, we looked through a couple of them, all different. It's not a stamp. It's not a sticker.
Yep.
It's very cool.
So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
We've got those in store right now if you want a signed copy of the newest Alison Bechdel. Super rad. Thank you, Raincoast. Y'all went above and beyond because all you had to do was just send us the books. And that was a special treat to look at that. So yay.
Yeah. That was a fun phone call. Like obviously, you make a mistake, but that was amazing.
Absolutely. So very happy about that. I know a lot of folks who are going to be very happy about that. We decided to let everybody know here first. Watching the stream gets you like a little treat every now and then.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll announce it later for folks to get.
That is a good question.
So Alison Bechdel, creator of the Bechdel test, by the way, that's where that comes from, and author of Fun Home, does a lot of autobio stuff. And this is no different. So this is from the author of Fun Home, a profoundly affecting graphic memoir of Bechdel's lifelong love affair with exercise set against an enthusiastic chronicle of modern fitness fads. Comics and cultural superstar Alison Bechdel delivers a deeply layered story of her fascination from childhood to adulthood with every fitness craze to come down the pike. From Jack LaLanne in the 60s to the existential oddness of the pre-pandemic spin class, readers will see their athletic and semi-active pasts flash before their eyes through an ever-evolving panoply of running shoes, bicycles, skis, and sundry other gear. But the more Bechdel tries to improve herself, the more her self appears to be the thing in her way. She turns for enlightenment to Eastern philosophers and literary figures, including writer Jack Kerouac, whose search for great transcendence in the great outdoors appears in moving conversation with the author's own. This gifted artist and not getting any younger exerciser comes to a soulful conclusion. The secret to superhuman strength lies not in six-pack abs, but in something much less clearly defined, facing her own non-transcendent but all-important interdependence with others. A heart-rending comic chronicle for our times. Just truly one of the most outstanding graphic novel creators out there. I believe she also won a MacArthur Genius Grant.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Well, that's actually all the books we have. As usual, there are some 2s, 3s, and 4s out, but mostly they're in your files if you picked up a 1.
Yeah.
So I am very excited. For me personally, issue 3 of Alice in Leatherland is out, and I think it's fabulous.
Yay.
Loved to. Mm-hmm. I read the 2nd issue of Eve, and it continues to be fantastic. The world is expanding and building, so I'm very excited about that.
That's another post-apocalyptic.
It is, yeah. Cool. I'm trying to think. Oh, The Good Asian #2.
Ooh, right. Yeah.
That's very good. And then, another one for me, Proctor Valley Road, number 4. That
Nice.
will be my first read after this.
Very cool.
Awesome. Well, let's sign off by saying we see all of you.
They're watching you. No,
I mean, we're not. We're watching more ourselves. There we go.
Oh, hi.
This is exciting. We did it under an hour.
It's been a while since we've landed this under an hour. We still might not.
If you take 10 minutes, sure. Sorry, I just breathed into the mic.
Causing some jackanapes.
Yes.
I've got all the old terms for shenanigans.
I am married to a 1940s radio announcer.
Makes life interesting.
Yeah, definitely not boring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Life with you. Not boring ever.
Yay. All right, folks. It is the end of our Tuesday show, and that's when we take a look out into the internet and see all of you and let you know that we see you. We're happy that you're here, and we always feel you around us in this community, helping us and making us be better. Thank you so much for being here. And let's see, who do we have out here? We've got Ben. Hey, Ben. We've got Brandy. We've got Lori. We've got Aura. We have Sean. We have Simone. We have the one Drew Andrew. We have the one and only Foley.
There you go.
We have Kate. And we have Jason. And also Margaret. And Cam. Half-mast is too high for little Sebastian. Was it 5,000 candles in the wind?
Yeah.
5,000 candles in the wind. Oh.
I totally cried, though, when we did our rewatch Parks and Rec.
Absolutely. Thank you all for watching. We miss y'all.
Yeah.
I'm hoping soon we'll be able to see each other on better terms. I'm not. Stop. The music stopped.
That was weird.
I am not always positive, just given the world. But yeah.
Oh Lord.
There we go.
That is fair. I think we might have DC stickers at work. But no Image. Image doesn't do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
But yeah, the world's gonna do what it's gonna do, and we're always gonna be here for you. And I know y'all are gonna be around for us, and that's everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We love you.